Hello boys and girls, welcome to my channel. I'm for Classic and welcome to BenchART. So today, this is my first benchmark with my new GPU, the RX 600, oh my god, 6700 XT. This is a used GPU that I brought recently, like 1 day ago, and it is going to replace my GTX 1650 Super for the upcoming games, but I will probably benchmark a couple of more games on the 1650 Super. It's just that this is now my main focus, which will be the RX 6700 XT. So I'm starting with a very lightweight game to start on, just to have an idea how it performs. This is the Atomfall. Atomfall it is pretty lightweight compared to the newest games. It isn't pushing any specific technology at all. It is using their in-house engine, the Azure engine, but it's no different than Sniper Elite Resistance or Sniper Elite 5 in that sense. It's just open world, a different type of game, and come on, it absolutely runs absolutely fine. I mean, it's above 100 frames per second. I'm having in here a slight bottleneck according to the GPU usage. It is around 90%. This can be because of two factors. It can be the CPU that can't deliver more than this, or it also can be related to PCI Express 3. Because the RX 6700 XT, it is a PCI Express 4 graphic card, although on my system and most Ryzen 5 3600s, people opted out for having PCI Express 3 because of the price of the motherboards than having PCI Express 4 compiled motherboard. And this might be causing some bottleneck, but come on, who cares? I'm having like 80 frames per second, 100. I'm having a very good experience with maximum settings over here. Now, one thing you should know is that the RX 6700 XT, it is a 12 gigabyte graphic card, and we can see that this game makes use of that because the GPU it is using at this moment 10 gigs of VRAM. I'm not saying that this is not possible with the 8 gigabyte graphic card, of course it is, but we can see that at least on the 12 gigabytes of VRAM we are using it for not streaming as much assets as usual. So since 1080p runs pretty fine at ultra settings, I decided to immediately move on to 1440p high settings. And by using 1440p high settings, what I do get it is an experience above 60, with the frame rates not being as high as 1080p ultra, but come on, it is perfectly playable. As you can see, 90 frames, 80, 72 on the worst case. Don't forget that I'm recording over here, but overall it runs pretty fine. Now this is something new that I will be doing in the video. I will be rushing through all the different settings over here, and then I show you off the original videos at the end of the video. Alright, so let me just show you off what you can expect. So as you can see, 1440p it just runs above 60. Let's check it out how it does perform at 1440p ultra. Here we go, 1440p, this time around on ultra settings. Let me just, yeah, it's borderless. I was having some issues with the full screen, but still performance should be the same. So at 1440p maximum settings, unfortunately we can't maintain a locked 60. So when you overlook like big forests with water at, you know, in the screen too, you can expect the frame rate to drop below 60 to 50s. Alright, it's not an issue if you have a FreeSync screen. Probably won't notice any drop in frame rate. So if you have a FreeSync screen and you want to have a consistent experience, you can try and use the maximum 1440p. Although if you are a guy like me that you want to have a perfect 60 frames per second experience, 1440p ultra or max settings, it's not really the best setting for you. I do recommend you to stick up with the previous setting, which was 1440p high settings. Now let's move on to 4K quality. Let's start with the worst quality possible. This is the potato quality. I call it potato because most settings on Atomfall is really when you start to notice that there is a big decrease in visual quality, shading and stuff like that, a lot of popping. So low quality on Atomfall, it really breaks a lot of the visual core of the game. But unfortunately, it's the only way that we do have to have a locked 60 frames per second experience at 4K. Unfortunately, Atomfall doesn't support any DLSS or FSR or Intel XeSS, so there is no upscaling solutions in here, and all the anti-aliasing, it is just a shader-based anti-aliasing, so it's a little bit like FXAA or SMAA. There is no temporal anti-aliasing, which for some people that's very good news, but for some other people it's also bad news. And not having a temporal anti-aliasing, it doesn't allow you to have technologies like FSR, DLSS, Intel XeSS. So yeah, but as you can see, 4K low settings, it just runs absolutely fine above 60 on the most demanding area of this benchmark section. So let's move on to 4K median quality. So let me just show you the options to grant you that I'm doing 4K. So 4K median in here. Median looks like this. The only thing that you don't get, it is really the tessellation. All the effects are at median in here. Look, I'm trying median, but with this GPU, with this quantity of memory, you can push the textures to ultra if you want. But as you can see, median settings looks so much better than the low settings, although, and unfortunate, it does drop below 60 in some occasions. Keep in mind that this specific location, it is very demanding. This game have a lot of dungeons, and just like Skyrim, the dungeons are super lightweight compared to the open world area. And this open world area, the way I see it, it's only just demanding in most of these kind of forests with water level, visible water, I mean, just like I said previously. But it does run pretty great. It's just some occasions that are more demanding, you can expect the frame rate to drop below 60. So it seems like a very good setting, if you ask me, in order for you to enjoy the game. Especially, again, if you have a free sync screen, you probably won't even notice any difference in quality. So, but the question is, what about high settings and ultra settings? So let's start with the high settings in here. So let's take a look. 4K graphical details on high. Um, as you can see, it looks like this. Alright, and let's check it out what you can expect regarding frame rate. So frame rate with 4K high settings, you can expect kind of a mixture in between 45 frames per second to 60 frames per second. Of course, in dungeons, it's actually very lightweight, and you can expect an experience above 60. But on these open areas, you can expect something in between the 45 to 60. And if you are in a more lightweight area of the open world, you can even have frame rates above than 60. But the core experience will be in between 45 to 60. FreeSync might work if you have a very good monitor with FreeSync, but still dropping below 40, if you drop below 40, your FreeSync screen might not enjoy it very well. Still, I do feel that 4K median settings in the 4K resolution, it is the best setting for this GPU. While 4K high settings, I think we are pushing a little bit too much of that if you want to have a high frame rate. Alright, so what about maximum settings over here? Alright, so 4K maximum settings. Let me just show you off. So yeah, Ultra, 4K Ultra. Frame rates are in 30s, alright, and can even drop below of that. Keep in mind that I'm recording, that takes a little bit of toll, not much to be honest, very small impact, but still I think it's possible to drop below 30 in some occasions, alright, 31, 30, yeah, it's a 30 frames per second experience. If you want to play this game, I don't know who the hell wants this, but if you want to play the game at 30 frames per second, let me just tell you that 4K maximum settings, it is able to achieve it just very well. With this concludes the testing of Atomfall on the RX 6700 XT Hope you did enjoy the video. In case you have any questions, just leave a comment on the comment section of the video. So guys, thank you a lot for watching, and I do hope to see you soon. Goodbye.